Portsmouth are still looking for a new manager after sacking Kenny Jackett on Sunday. Andrew Moon is BBC South's football expert and knows the club inside and out. So Andrew, what went wrong for Kenny Jackett?
Well, it's interesting really because a 4-year reign and moderate success for lots of it, but really the past 2 months, just a huge number of players have all lost form at the same time, which is a bit surprising, but a team that not that long ago looked a decent automatic promotion side, or at least contender, now look in real danger of dropping out the playoffs. And the drop-off in level of performances over the past months has been dramatic and surprising. And ultimately, it got to the point where the club at the weekend felt they had to do something. And obviously, in these situations, the thing to do is to get rid of the manager.
Do you think the players lost faith in him, or was there more to it than that?
I think Kenny Jackett's a manager who isn't really particularly close to his players. He's not the kind of manager that builds really strong bonds. He intentionally remains quite distant from them because he believes that enables him to make fair, impartial decisions. So I don't think it was a case of the manager losing the dressing room, as the cliche gets thrown out. And I actually think the vibe I get from the players are they're disappointed because the manager being sacked ultimately doesn't reflect that well on them in terms of their performances over the past couple of months.
So there's a few names floating about in regards to who might take over. Can you tell us what you know about the rumoured replacements?
Yeah. I mean, the rumoured names are what I've heard. It appears, and certainly what I've gleaned suggests that both Daniel Stendhal and the Cowley brothers have been offered the job, but only until the end of the season. And I think both would like it longer than that. Neil Harris is another name mentioned that people have suggested may be a good fit. And I haven't stood up, but the Portsmouth News suggesting Matt Taylor as well. I think what's interesting is that it does appear the club would quite like to get someone in until the end of the season. Now, obviously, managers with high stock and good reputations would probably want a bit more certainty than that before taking the job. I think the chances of getting promoted have dropped pretty substantially in the past couple of months. They still have a really good chance of reaching the playoffs because after the end of March, their final 10 games or so there's no easy games, as the cliche goes, but the running is about as straightforward as a team could wish for, playing 6 of the bottom 7, Accrington being the only team in the top 10. So the playoffs are very realistic, but as all Portsmouth fans know, getting into the playoffs and getting promoted are two very different things. And you will only find the most optimistic of Portsmouth fans going into a playoff campaign thinking the club are going to get promoted because everyone's been burnt so badly by what's happened in the past.
It's very true. All right, thank you, Andrew, for talking to us.